Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn show, man. Today is February the 3rd. Bunch of NBA action for today. Actually, it's so much that it's a tad bit overwhelming, honestly. The way I like to dive into these games, I absolutely hate these big slates. And I spent hours last night. All transparency, right hand on the Bible. I spent probably 2 or 3 hours yesterday and just trying to get through all the games rather than taking my time and, comb through each one of them individually. And I don't have a ton. So I do want to take some time on the show today to find some plays that I do absolutely love based on all the notes that I have written down. And let's just jump into it because I kind of feel like it's going to be a little bit of a later show today. So a little bit of a longer show today. So let's jump into it. So first off, we start with the recap of yesterday, as we always do. Not a good day for myself. We had the kickoff, which was LaMelo in that early game. We had LaMelo under his points. He crushes the line in the first half, but stays only has, I think, 6 points in the second half. I kind of didn't even want to watch it anymore. Pelicans just was going under every single screen, just backing up. He was just pulling up for three, shot the ball really, really well in the first half. I think 3 for 6 from the 3-point line, ended up going 3 for 14, but he did go over the 19.5 points. I love the look, just didn't get the result. So that was the first loser. The second loser was the under between the Houston and the Pacers. Not really taking any more unders in Pacers games. Learned my lesson. Every time I take an under in a Pacers game, they typically find a way to give up a ton of points. And their offense is actually starting to get better now that they have some reinforcements back. So all for the Pacers unders, even though I got some strong trends towards their under today against Utah. So that was the second loser. The third loser was Kawhi boards. Took Kawhi over 5.5 boards, and I took him at 7 boards as well. And because Philly couldn't get any stops in the first half, Kawhi did not grab any boards. I think he finished the game with 3. So those were the 3 losers. The winner was Kelly Oubre over his 1.5 threes. He hit that pretty early before halftime. He actually hit 3 before halftime, and we took the 3 as well. So that plus 250 bought back a little bit for us. It still was a losing day overall, but that plus 250 definitely helped a little bit. So that's the recap of yesterday. Hopefully you guys found some ways to make some money. I'm gonna go through the comments really, really quickly, and then we'll get started. Gina says, good morning, Gina. She says, good morning, Chris and chat. I like Joker over 24.5 points. Cooper Flag over his points. Jalen Suggs under his points. Let's find some bangers. Okay. What up, Raptors fans? Yo. He says, I can watch your show while I'm at work. Let's get it. Yeah, let's do it, Raptors fan. Let's do that, man. What's up, Nicholas? What's up, Brian? Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Wizards over 105.5, Pacers over 118.5. Okay. All right, let's get into it for today. So we'll start with Jackson up first. AI Sports Betting Tool. Linked in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out. Tons of research that you can save some time with as far as player prop sides, totals, and all across all sports. So use that link in the description. Jackson had a 1-1 split yesterday. Minnesota minus the 7 was a loser. They lost the game outright to the Grizzlies. And then Philly plus the 3 was a winner yesterday. They won the game outright. Relatively easy, sweat-free winner for Philly yesterday. So I asked Jackson the same prompt today. Wanted to know about situational advantages here. And Jackson tells me, let's see. So the prompt for people, I'm running the same one back from yesterday. The prompt is ask Jackson to analyze situational advantages and scheduling spots for the NBA today and provide 2 best spread bets based on situational advantages, rank them in order of confidence. So the most confident bet today Jackson likes is the, see if I can get to it, is the New York Knicks minus the 12.5. So it says that this is a premier situational advantage of the day. The premier situational advantage of the day. The New York Knicks 31-18 enter this game fully rested, having not played since February the 1st. They face a Wizards team that's currently the worst team in the NBA by several advanced metrics. Washington is navigating a roster vacuum with key veterans like Chris Middleton and Malachi Branham not on the roster, but struggling to find chemistry. The Knicks are healthy, disciplined, and playing for seeding in the East. So it says the Knicks are a statistical juggernaut in this spot, ranking 3rd in offensive rating, 118.9, 5th in net rating, plus 5.5. Their ability to protect the ball is elite, ranking 8th in turnover percentage, which is a nightmare for Washington's defense, which ranks 29th in defensive rating. The Knicks also dominate the glass, ranking 5th in offensive rebound percentage, while Washington is dead last in defensive rebound percentage at 66.7. news from the Knicks camp indicates that they're treating these games against sub 500 teams as business trips to maintain their top four seeding. Washington allows the second most points in the paint and the most rebounds per game, which plays directly into the hand of Karl-Anthony Towns and the New York Knicks' physical front court. The New York is also ranked fourth in transition efficiency, and they use their fresh legs, and they will use their fresh legs to run a Washington team that ranks 27th in transition frequency allowed. Expect the Knicks to dominate the interior and cover the double-digit spread comfortably. So that's the first one. The second one is on the Golden State Warriors minus the 3. So Jackson says that this is a classical situational loss spot for the 76ers. Philly is playing a grueling game against the Clippers. Played a grueling game against the Clippers last night, and now they fly to San Francisco to face a rested Wizards team. While the 76ers won last night, they're dealing with significant fatigue and a thin rotation due to the 25-game suspension of Paul George. The Warriors enter this game with 2 full days of rest and a significant home court advantage. So the Warriors defense is a top story. They rank 7th in defensive rating and 3rd in steals per game. In a back-to-back scenario, fatigue often manifests as sloppy play and turnovers, which Golden State is perfectly positioned to exploit. The 76ers are already navigating life without Paul George. A news report indicates that Joel Embiid is day-to-day with soreness after a 40-point performance last night. If Embiid is limited or out, Philly lacks the depth to compete with the fresh Warriors squad. So that is the look for the Warriors. Again, the link is in the description if you guys are interested in checking it out. Run the likes up and let's get started, man. So first game up is the New York Knicks and the Washington Wizards. And I did make a bet in this game. The line that I got, I think is gone. Let's see real quick. But I like the bump as well. So let's just double check this real quick. Okay, yeah. So I sent this to the members last night. I still think that there's a playable number. I'm actually transition over to Outlier really quickly, show you guys this player prop, and then we'll get into the side and the total. I'll give you guys my thoughts and my notes on those. So I'm transitioning over to Outlier. This is the sports betting player prop specific handicapping tool that I utilize. So here you can see Tyler Kolek. This is who I bet on. I bet on his points and assists today. You can see that this line is minus 104 on FanDuel. That's the best number that's available. It looks like this is minus 102, but I didn't update it. So we look at Kolek. I always start with this season numbers. So you can see this season, he is over in just 21% of his 43 games, averaging 8.3 points and assists. However, if we go here and we look at games without Miles McBride, he gets a significant bump. And you can see team injury, may impact playing time. So Miles McBride is not going to suit up for this game, but probably will be available tomorrow against the Denver Nuggets. So now this line goes up to 12.8, 47% hit rate. And it's really more so like, in my opinion, is more so just like what's happened recently. His minutes since they got blown out by the Denver Nuggets, he's seen a big minutes increase. I'll show you guys that as well in just a second. But you can see in his recent games, it's correlated with taking Tyler Kolek over his points and assists. So in his last last 6 games, he's over in 4 to 6, and he's well over this 11.5 number. He did barely get there against the Lakers, who they're much better defense than the Wizards, of course. Wizards rank, give up the second most points. You can see that here. They give up the second most assists. And I just think that if this game's a blowout, he's going to get, a few more minutes as well. So the other thing I wanted to see real quick is I just went and looked at his last 10 games. You can take McBride and put him back in, actually. In his last 10 games, you can see, if you come down here, you can see that his minutes has been increased, right? So this was the blowout loss to the Dallas Mavericks when they were at home. He played just 2.5 minutes in that game. And then against Brooklyn, they beat him by 50. So he only played 9.6. But in the most recent 3 games, Toronto, Portland, LA, his minutes are up 20, 17, pretty much 18, and then 14 in this last game against the Lakers. I kind of think that, he's probably due for about 15 minutes. And when I looked at Kolek in games with 15 minutes or more, he's averaged right at 12.1 points and assists. With 25 minutes or more, he's over in 2 of his 3 games, averaging 15.3 points and assists. So I like the bump up on Tyler Kolek as well. It's actually my favorite player prop. It's the only reason I've played it so far. Wizards, we know, 6th in pace, 2nd worst in defensive rating. New York Knicks should dominate this game. Kolek should get some extra run. So this is what I'm on in this game today. I don't want to spend too much time, but I also want to show you guys one more thing I looked at. So we just go here and we look at the games with Brunson too. So if we take McBride out, we put Brunson in, and Kolek is averaging right at 11.9. You can see that he's over in 4 of his last 5 games as well. So these earlier games, I don't really count him as much because his minutes, you can see him right here, they weren't significant. He played less than 17 minutes in all of these games that he went under in. And then with the opportunity, you can see that if he has 15 minutes or more, he's only under in 3 of his last 8, I think. So yeah, I like Tyler Kolek today. I think the number at 11.5 is still very much playable as well. So that's my favorite player prop actually of the day so far. We got 10.5 last night, but I like the 11.5 as well. All right, so now let's go through the actual game. So injury report says that Mitchell Robinson will be out for today. Probably gonna rest him. This is the first leg of a back-to-back for the Knicks. They got the Denver Nuggets back at home tomorrow. And then on the Washington Wizards side of things, I did see that I saw that. Let me just double check. I saw Trey Johnson is listed as out. He sprained an ankle a couple weeks ago, and then I also saw just looking at some of this trade stuff. It's another reason why I kind of wanted to wait too. All the trade stuff going on. But anyway, all right. So getting back to this game, Washington has Trey Johnson listed as out. And then I did see SARS off the injury report. So I immediately thought Karl-Anthony Towns over his boards. That number, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get a discount. He's been crushing his rebound prop. So I kind of stayed off of that because when I looked into it last night, let's see. Cat has 11 plus rebounds in 4 straight games, 7 of his last 9. Without Mitchell Robinson, he's averaging 14.3 rebounds in this spot as well. Let's see. He's listed at 12.5 and it's juiced to the over. If you think the game's going to be competitive enough for Cat to go out there and grab 13 rebounds, I think it is playable in this spot. Like I say, he averages 14.3 without Karl-Anthony Towns, without Mitchell Robinson, who is already listed as out. Washington does allow the most rebounds in the league, and their 5th most. They give up the 5th most in the last 5 games as well. So as far as Washington, this is the last game of a 5-game homestand. They've covered 4 of their last 5 and 6 of their last 8. New York has owned the Washington Wizards. They've won 10 straight. They've covered the last 3 spreads as well. It's typically a mismatch. The Knicks, if they play basketball like they can play basketball, I do think they can blow the Washington Wizards out. But the first leg of a back-to-back against a stronger team tomorrow does kind of keep me off of this game. As far as the total goes, like everything that I was initially looking at was under. Washington is the 2nd worst half-court offensive team in the league, both full season and last 5 games. The transition offense doesn't have much of an advantage either. From a trends perspective, the Knicks are 2-0 to the under as double-digit road favorites this season. We know that they don't play fast, but they do play very efficiently. And if they're efficient in this game, then they could go over the total. I looked at the Wizards as double-digit home dogs. That completely talked me off the under. 7-1 to the over this season with those games averaging 250 points. The only under they had was a 237.5 total versus the San Antonio Spurs. The game went over it went under by 0.5 point. So every single game has gone over when the Wizards have been a double-digit home dog this season. We just saw this with the Lakers the other day. Knicks should be able to come in here and get whatever it is that they want, in my opinion. However, when I look into bigger trends, right? So I looked at road favorites laying 12 points or more with a total that's less than 230 since COVID. And these games are 6-3 to the under this season, 45-40 to the over in general. And the road team is covering just 43% of the time. So this trend actually says take the Wizards plus the points and takes the under if you are looking at this season specifically. I'm not betting, I don't think either one of them. All right, let's get into what you guys think about this one. But those are my initial thoughts. I also looked at OG. Like I spent a lot of time on this game. OG over is 15.5 points. I don't even think I wrote it down, but like he just gets the best matchup in my opinion. Somebody that can attack the rim. The Wizards give a bunch of points at the rim. He can also shoot the 3-point shot. His points have been over, I think, 4 of his last 5 games. So I kind of lean OG over his points too if we think the Wizards are going to be able to keep this one close. What's up, JoJo? Appreciate you for tapping in. Just hit the like button. Jimbo, what's going on? Hope all is well with you. He just caught the live show. I miss Jackson. Is it going OKC again? No, it's not today, Jimbo. It's actually going what did I tell you guys? Golden State -3, and the first look was on the New York Knicks -12 in this game, -12.5 in this game. So yeah, what's up, PZ? Appreciate you for tapping in. DJ says I like Tyler Kolek over his 4 assists. I like it as well. What up, J-Man? Appreciate you for tapping in as always. Just Dre says I just got on Outlier. I love the platform. Plus, I use your code for 7-day promo. Nice, Dre. I like to hear that, man. Appreciate you for using that for sure. Nah, we just got started, J-Man. We're on the first game, actually. What's up, High TV Grits? Hope all is well with you, my brother. He says, what's good, Chris and crew? Glad to catch you live for a change. Jimbo says, Kolek has been unleashed since Clarkson got taken out of the rotation, and that is an absolute fact. Yeah, so let's see. Hopefully we can cash Kolek today. I like the Kolek bet a lot. What's up, Mark? Hope all is well. What's up, AOD? Appreciate you for tapping in. Let's keep it pushing, man. A lot of games on the board for today. I'm going to try to get through all of them for you guys. All right, so the next one is the Nuggets and the Pistons. So this line was at 6 yesterday, and it's come all the way down. As low as I think I saw 3.5 pop up. Let me just double check real quick. But yeah, I want to say I saw 3.5 up. So let me just let the screen update real quick. 4s, it looks like our consensus 3.5 on BetMGM. Total has gone up 224.5 open all the way up to 229. I see right now. So we look at the injury report for the Denver Nuggets side of things. They will still be without. Well, Christian Braun is actually listed as questionable. He's upgraded to questionable. He hasn't played in quite a while. Aaron Gordon is listed as out. Cam Johnson is listed as out. And then on the Detroit side of things, Karis LeVert's listed as questionable. I feel like he hasn't played in quite a while. So we got a Denver team that, typically plays well on the road. They're 17-9 against the number on the road this season. They're coming off a game where, they allow OKC to shoot, I think, north of like 45 to 50% from the 3-point line in that last game when they lost. The Detroit Pistons coming off a humongous win. They almost won that last game by 60 against the Brooklyn Nets the other day when Michael Porter Jr. got rolled out. They're pretty profitable at home, 13-11 against the number. They won 8 of their last 10. They're 7-3 to the under in their last 10 games. When I was digging into this matchup, man, I kind of it's a couple things that really stand out to me. First off, I want to take Jokic under his assists. 8.5 is the number. I think it's like -120 right now. I kind of feel like, we know Detroit's the best team in the NBA as far as giving up assists. Jokic, I looked at his minutes, since he's come back, he hasn't played more than 25. And I think that he will potentially be capped, here. But when I sit back and think about this game in the grand scheme of things, like Denver, I don't think is going to win both of these games, right? Like, I don't think Denver's going to go into Detroit, beat them, and then, try to beat the Knicks as well. So I think Denver is going to try to split this. And it makes more sense, in my opinion, for them to try to get the early game. I kind of like the Denver Nuggets here. I want to potentially play them early just because when I was looking at this situational stuff, it just kind of screamed. That's what screamed out to me. But I'll get into the full trend. So if Denver is on the road as a dog, they're 7-1 against the number this season, including 7 straight coverage. You got to go all the way back to the first game of the season where they were getting points in Golden State. They lost that game. Ever since then, they've covered every single number as a road dog this season. They actually won 4 in a row, getting points on the road as a dog. On the Detroit side of things, when I looked at the Pistons as a short road favorite, a short home favorite, so if they're laying 5 points or less, they're only 2-5 against the number this season. They've actually failed to cover 5 straight in this spot. They're also 6-1 to the under, with those games averaging just 215 points. So I kind of think that we see, because Denver's on the first leg of a back-to-back, I'm not sure how much defense they're going to play. I just think that Denver can keep this game close early. Denver's actually owned the Pistons. They won 8 of the last 10, and 4 of the last 4 have actually gone over. Detroit, of course, just beat Denver 109-107 as 7-point favorites last week. That game did go over the 215.5 total. I kind of feel like this total is getting a little bit too high, in my opinion. I got trends for the over, which is why I'm not touching the total. I've actually been pretty trash on totals lately, so I don't think I'm gonna touch this one. But yeah, the other thing that I like the most in this game, just kind of going through all my notes. The other thing I like the most in this game is if I'm playing Denver, like I said, I want to play them early. You can get Denver first quarter plus 1.5 at -115 on BetMGM. Right before I started the show, I didn't bet it yet. But as road dogs, what I noticed looking into the trends is that they start the game off really well. They actually +3 in the first quarter as road dogs this season. So you get the best effort from Denver early. On the opposite side, if the Pistons are short home favorites, 5 points or less, they typically have to overcome some challenges. They are -1.5 in the first quarter as 5-point home favorites or less. The first quarter we know has a lot of variance, so hopefully, that variance can be on my side if I end up getting here with Denver. I kind of want to take Denver in the first quarter plus the 1.5. That's my thought process here. Also, Cade. I looked at Cade this season. Like I think Cade points they were juiced last night, like -125, -130. I didn't want to get there early on it, but I think Cade over his 24.5 points makes a lot of sense as well. He just like it's not really a bunch of analysis. I looked at I just think Cade gets up for games like this. He did go under when they just played. When Detroit is a 5-point favorite or less, he's actually cleared 24.5, 16 or 22 times, averaging 26.3 points, which is a 2-point cushion from the line right now. Denver has actually been playing slow. Detroit been playing a lot faster. I think they're top 10 in pace, but ultimately they haven't played anything. Denver first quarter plus the 1.5, I think is my favorite thought process on this game though. I'll go through the comments real quick. I know I spent a lot of time, but I just wanted to share all of my thoughts in this game. Cade over his points, Jokic under his assists, Denver first quarter plus the 1.5. I think all of those are potential ways to get paid in this game. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Probably because the Knicks are the best defensive team in the NBA. Nicholas is what my thought process would be. I mean, the Wizards' offense is not great. Like, I don't think there's too much of a question, right? Knicks #1 defensive rated team in the NBA. They got a 101.6 defensive rating in their last 5 games. That's why the Wizards team total so low. The Wizards not going out here blowing the doors off anybody with these high, with their offense. Wizards' last 5 games are 15th in offensive rating, averaging right at 113 per game, but they get a very slow paced Knicks team. Even in the last 5 or 6 games, the Knicks are 6th lowest paced team in the NBA. So it's not like the Wizards are a great offense. They are actually the 4th worst offense on the full season. So that's why that total's so low. Donovan says, good evening from Switzerland, bro. Big up. Appreciate you for tapping in, man. Mark says he got in on Denver for plus the 4. Hate, I'm on the tail end of the line, but still like it. I kind of think it was too many points too. I didn't see the 6.5 though. I would have definitely been on that. Free Sauce says fake late, tapped in. What's up, Free Sauce? Hope all is well, bro. Locke says, Chris, I got McCain 2 +3s and Oubre 3 3s. Oh my gosh, plus 1,300 last night. I love to see that. I checked the box score after the game went off last night and see McCain finish with 6 points. So we talked about McCain over his 5.5. He cashed that line with 2 threes. He was 2 for 2 from the 3-point line last night. And I know somebody said it was plus 190, I think, in the comment section yesterday. That was a better look than the Kelly Oubre. But we did get 3 +3s for Kelly Oubre at plus 250. So I'll take it. Not complaining about money. Especially when I'm making it. Let's see. What else y'all saying here? Jamal Murray rather be on vacation than at the All-Star game. I did see that as well. Mark says I don't blame him. Jimbo says Murray ain't forget them free throws. Nuggets money line. I mean, he has 6 of them. He should have been able to make more than 4. He got some reinforcements back with Jamal, with Jokic being back in this one, and potentially Christian Braun as well. High TV Grid says during double minus 130. No Gordon. Jokic time limited back to back. Okay. Let's see. What up, Malik? He says, what's good, bro? Pistons 2nd in defensive rating still. I like the under, and I want to find a way to take a serve too, maybe rebounds and assists. Yeah. I was thinking last night, maybe I think Denver, looking at Denver recent numbers, I think they skewed a little bit just because you got to impact you got to put the Jokic impact back. Denver defense has been a lot better without Jokic because they kind of got to play defense to stay in the games. They didn't have the best offense, and they were playing so slow. So we'll see, man. I really don't know how to gauge that. Last 5 games, Denver's the slowest paced team in the NBA. And like I said, I know that Detroit have been playing faster. Detroit's actually 12th in pace. I think I said top 10, but they're 12th in pace in their last 5 games as well. 10th in defensive rating over their last 5 games. They are the best defensive team in the NBA at home. In their home games, they got a 105 defensive rating, only giving up 106 points per game. So Denver on the road, 237 is what their games are averaging on the full season. They're scoring 121, giving up 116. Last 5 games, though, a couple of those with Jokic, 109 is what they're scoring and 108 is what they're giving up. So just 217 scored. And the Detroit last 5 games, 121 to 107. Those numbers are going to be skewed, though, because they just beat Brooklyn by 70, almost 7,000 in that game. I could see this, Free Sauce. Jokic getting Duran in foul trouble. I could definitely see that. I thought about that too. I'm not on any Duran stuff tonight. Any Duran stuff at all. DJ says he likes Cade over his field goal attempts. Watson over his 1.5 threes. Duncan Robinson over his 2.5 threes. I consider Duncan Robinson. I needed to do some more work on it, so I didn't play it. What's up, the 3 Vig? Appreciate you for tapping in. Guess that sounds late, but I'll rewatch the show. Just wanted to stop by, say what's up, Chris. Good luck on your action today. Appreciate that for sure, bro. Long time supporter. I remember sending you a T-shirt in probably 2023, 2024. I definitely appreciate that, man. Appreciate that for sure. Pistons 1-5 against the spread against teams with a slow pace. Nexus says. I think Detroit's live. I do think that they're live. Specifically, I like them early though. First quarter plus the 1.5 for sure as well. All right. Hit the like button for me if you guys can. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Sharing tons of insight that I got for you guys every single day. If you want to show some appreciation, hit the like button. It helps a lot. Let's see. Let's fast forward a little bit down the slate. This Suns and Blazers game is the next one I want to talk about. I'll go back and give you guys my notes on all the rest of them, but let's go Suns and Blazers real quick. I wanted to talk about this one because it's just extremely interesting to me. So we start with the injury report. So the Suns are laying, I think it's just 2.5 points now. Yeah, 2.5 points. This line opened at 4.5. So Portland taking a lot of money. Total 218.5 hasn't really moved a lot. On the injury report, we have the Phoenix Suns listing Jalen Green listed as questionable. Devin Booker listed as out. On the Portland side of things, Jrue Holiday is questionable after missing that last game against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Deni Avdija listed as doubtful. Scoot Henderson also been upgraded, but he's still doubtful, but he's been upgraded. At least he's not out, right? So no Chris Murray, no Batiste Awul. So I'm looking into the game last night, man, and I really want to be on Phoenix in this spot. I don't like that the line is getting short, and it's probably enough to keep me off of it. The money coming in on Portland here, I just don't agree with it. Like, I don't want to be on the, on the public side of things, but like, I looked at Phoenix. We know that they've been the best ATS team, in general. They're coming off a loss. I love that. 16-9-1 against the spread on the road. First road game after a 5-game homestand. They won 3 in a row before losing to the Clippers. The Portland Trailblazers side of things, they have been good as a dog. They have been good at home, 15-10 against the number. 5 straight losses, though. They failed to cover their last 3 games in a row. Phoenix did win the earlier matchup, 127-110 in Portland as a 1.5-point dog. That game did go over to 235.5. So what I was looking at for Phoenix, this team is 6-3 straight up, 7-2 against the spread, coming off a loss this season when they're playing on the road. So off a loss and on the road, they've been money. They're also 8-1 straight up, 7-2 against the spread when they're laying points on the road this season, winning by an average of 8 points per game. I know a lot of these games had Devin Booker. I just kind of feel like they should be able to get the job done in this spot as well. Portland, while they are 11-6 against the spread as home dogs this season, without Deni, their offense does not look great for people who've been able to check them out recently. They have actually failed to cover 2 of their last 3 games as a home dog. They lost by 19 to the Cleveland Cavaliers recently in their last game. They lost by 8 to the Raptors when they were getting 4, and they lost by 9 when they were getting 4 to the Miami Heat as well. Portland has an offensive rating of 105.1 without Deni on the floor this season. They're minus 7.6 in that rating without Deni on the floor. Portland has been Phoenix has been the better offensive team, better defensive team by far. and the better offensive rebounding team in their last 5 games. I'm not sure why the numbers just keep coming down, man. Maybe people know Denny's going to play. I can get a better number with the Suns. I'm not going to rush it. I don't want Portland though without Denny, man. They just have not looked really good at all. I would be fading them again in this spot. Don't like that the sharp money is on the Phoenix Suns and the Portland Trailblazers in this spot. I really want to get there with the Phoenix Suns. We'll see how today goes. I'm not going to rush it though. Definitely not going to rush it. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one. My dog. What's up, Midwest Slide Diva? Appreciate you for tapping in as well. Always good to see you in the chat. Free Sauce says Denver plays Knicks tomorrow as well. Yep, we talked about that, which is why they got to get this one, Free Sauce. Yeah, I like it. Let's see. Free Sauce says if Drew is in, he likes the under in this spot. Mark says he also likes Phoenix. Jimbo says Suns haven't covered as a favorite since Booker went out, but this is a good matchup, tough one. 11 p.m. start, janky. Nexus says I love the Suns in this spot. They're 13-6 against the spread after a loss, and the Blazers are too injured, coming off of 5 straight losses. Yeah, man. Yeah. All my same thoughts. Nexus. Man. Comment man kind of makes me think of something. So I want to see teams that have teams that are coming off 5 straight losses, and then they're home dogs, and they're short home dogs. So they're home dogs and they're getting less than 3 points. This the Trailblazers. It's the Trailblazers spot right here. All right, so we just do this post-COVID. Yeah, this is the Trailblazers spot. I'm actually going to show you this. I'm going to show you guys this real quick. See if I can find it. All right, here we go. So this is give me the dog. I'm going to minimize myself a little bit. It says that it might be a little bit too easy to take the Phoenix Suns in this spot. So I'm gonna zoom in so you guys can see it. Behind me right here, it says, so this is post-COVID teams that have lost. This right here is total sum of losses in their last 5 equals 5. And this is home dogs, and it's a short number, right? So 3 or less, 1 possession game. And these teams are 21-16 straight up, 22-15 against the number. They cover pretty much 60% of the time. This season, 3-2 straight up, 3-2 against the spread. If we just take out this season, if we just take out post-COVID and we just look at this overall, like historically, these teams cover 52.4% of the time as well. This dates all the way back to, let's see if we can get this pulled up. This dates all the way back to, I don't know if you guys can see this or not. Yeah, you can see it. Okay. This dates all the way back to 1995. So historically, not the greatest spot to want to back the Suns here on the road. And if we go, let's see. It's actually not working anymore. Well, it stopped working, but I just wanted to see. Yeah, you can see that it's actually active on the Trailblazers and the Bucks today. It says that the Trailblazers and the Bucks covered the spread today at a not a super high rate. I just want to take the Suns, man. I want to take the Suns. I don't like that the public is not the public, but the money is not on the Suns in this spot. It's on the Portland Trailblazers. You can also see that it's 4-1 to the under this season as well. Man, yeah, this is not good. Not good at all. 59% says that Portland wins today, that Portland covers, and that the Bucks cover today against the Bulls. And it has been a little bit of an under trend. You guys can see 21-15-1 to the under. About 58.3% is what that is to the under since COVID. So since COVID, post-COVID, 5-game losing streak, home dog, but now you're getting a very short number. I'm gonna actually save this trend. I'm gonna actually save this. Yeah, I definitely gotta say that. Yeah, I mean, you guys got it now too if you want it, right? Yeah, I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure, but I don't want the Suns. I mean, I don't want the Portland Trailblazers. Don't want them here. All right, let's see what you guys think. Anybody got any thoughts on that query? What's up, Jamel? Appreciate you for tapping in. Mark says agree. I'm waiting on the news. Game super late. Yeah, no reason to play this one yet, I guess. Colin Gillespie under his 4.5 boards. No Booker on the road, J-Man says. Okay. I'll write that down. I'll look a little bit into that. Gillespie under 4.5 rebounds. No book. I'll look a little bit into that. Let's see. If Suns don't lose, I would take the Blazers. They're coming off a brutal loss, scoring under 100 points. Okay. TC Bass says, what's good, Chris? If you went over this game, I don't know if you went over this game, but I'm on Durant under his 10.5 boards, 40% hit rate last 10 and last 5. Also 0% hit rate against the Nuggets last 4 matchups. Okay. Okay. Brian says Suns plus 5.5. That percentage not enough to sway me. Denny out Phoenix all day. Yeah. Denny hasn't been upgraded to questionable, and the line keep getting shorter. Just what it is, man. Like they said, Suns win margin 1-10 is a plus 175. Okay. Gillespie under 4.5 boards. Okay. Portland in Orlando. Portland over the 218.5. Okay. All right. I just wanted to share that. I just thought that that's the craziest line movement of the day, in my opinion. This is another game that's very, very intriguing to me. And I'll go through the rest of them with you guys, but I just wanted to pick out the ones that really stuck out to me. So this one is the Warriors and the Philadelphia 76ers. So just want to double check, make sure the line hasn't moved. No, it hasn't. So yeah, actually, oh shoot, it actually is moving. Okay. No, it's not. I'm tripping. All right, so it's actually getting bigger in favor of the Golden State Warriors. So 3 look like it opened 1.5 up to 3. Total open 219.5 is up to 221.5. And this is a very intriguing spot as well. So we go look at the injury report. The Golden State Warriors announced yesterday that Steph is going to be out. So now it's Steph, Kuminga, Seth, Jimmy, and they do have all of those guys are out. And then Moses Moody is listed as probable. On the Philly side of things, they can submit their injury report late, but we know that they'll be without Paul George. And we most likely know that they're going to be without Joel Embiid as well. He probably won't play on this back-to-back. So do we just, lay the 3.5 points with the Golden State Warriors in this spot? I don't think so, man. I don't want the. So here's the thing, right? Here, if you're betting this game, this is what you got to think about. You got to think about the situational spot here. So 76ers, this is back-to-back. It's 3rd and 4, 4th and 6, second game on the West Coast. Got a big win last night against the LA Clippers. Came out just kind of like put their foot on their neck early in the first quarter. The Clippers were never able to really recover in that game. Philly's the best ATS team in the league on the road, though. They 15-5-1 against the number. 15-5-1 against the number now. 6-3 straight up. 8-1 against the number when they're playing unrested this season. But they are 0-3 straight up if they're unrested as a dog. Losses came to the Cavs, the Pistons, and the Suns in this spot. Golden State has a major rest advantage in this spot, a 2-day rest advantage. Last game they played probably left a bad taste in their mouth when Detroit beat them by 7, and they were laying 2.5 in that spot. Philly won the earlier matchup between these two teams. They beat Golden State by 1. They were laying 4 as a home favorite in that spot, and that game did go under the 223. I don't know if people remember it, but DeAnthony Melton got his shot blocked off the backboard with no time left. It was probably the craziest finish we've seen so far, especially from a defensive perspective. Earlier when these two teams played, I think that was in November. Might have been even before November. But yeah, it's a couple things I looked at. So I'm not gonna pull this up on the screen just for time purposes, but I looked at like home favorites that have more than 2 days of rest, because I think Philly has, the Golden State Warriors have 3 days of rest in this spot. I just want to double. Actually, I don't need to double check it. I know I'm right. I do want to double check real quick though. So yeah, I think the Warriors have they have 3 days of rest. So I looked at home favorites, which the Warriors are. They have more than 2 days of rest, and they're playing an opponent that's on the second leg of a back-to-back, but yet the line is so short. So they land 3 points or less. And this actually shows that 69% of the time, 76ers, the road dog that's getting a short number, that's playing unrested, actually covers the spread. So this is the same spot that, the Warriors were in earlier this season, where where they were in against Detroit, where they were playing against the Detroit team that was coming off a really terrible loss against the Phoenix Suns, and they end up losing that game. I kind of think the Sixers still got enough in this spot. I know probably won't have Embiid, definitely won't have Paul George. I just think that they're the better team if you're gonna take Steph off the court and not have Jimmy Butler, and all the trade distraction talks with Draymond Green potentially getting traded for Giannis. I know people are probably paying attention to that stuff as well. I think the Sixers can win this game, man. I really, really do. So I want to take it. I'll probably wait on the injury report for this one as well. If Joel Embiid gets ruled out, I'll get a much better number with the Philadelphia 76ers, and I'll probably take him in that spot. But Maxi's going to be the best player on the floor. BJ Edgecombe is probably going to be one of the best players on the floor. You still got Drummond down there to grab some boards. Bonner, Kelly Oubre Jr. I don't like what I'm seeing from the Warriors right now with them not having their key guys in this game. So that's my thought process. Maybe even a look towards their team total to go over. Those are the ways that I think I would want to play this game. Draymond and Podziemski ain't enough in my opinion. I do love Moses Moody. He's a hooper, but I think Philly can get the job done, even though significant rest advantage here. Let's see what you guys think about this one, and then we'll get through the rest of the slate. Let's see. Billy says, I like Edgecombe under his 21.5 points and rebounds. What do you think? I think you get a better number, Billy, if Embiid gets ruled out. So if it get ruled out, this number will go up. And I do think that Joel Embiid will most likely miss. I don't think Embiid's going to play on the second leg of a back-to-back. Let's go look at it real quick. I didn't see anything about him being ruled out yet, but I don't anticipate him playing on the second leg of a back-to-back. Let's see how many back-to-backs he's played. None. So yeah, Embiid will probably get ruled out. You get a better number if you really like it. Because it'll go up, I think, at least a little bit. No Steph, Fade, Draymond. I thought about this too, Free Sauce. I did think about that. Let's see. So I said that about the Cavs game 2 games ago, and they got blasted. What did I say specifically, Fade Delay? I'm talking so much. You gotta let me know what I said specifically. That was a really weird game for the Cavs. They shot 1 free throw through the first 3 quarters. You can't project that type of stuff. But we got our money back because I didn't bet the Cavs in that spot, but we bet them in the next game, and they smoked the Portland Trailblazers. We split in that game though because they did go over the total. Mark says Philly team total over 109.5 hit yesterday. Okay. Team total over yesterday was absolute money. Maxey 6.5 assists. Drummond getting traded to Houston. That's why he's sitting out. I didn't see that. Drummond got downgraded. I didn't see his name on the injury report. Just make sure I'm not missing anything. It's a big slate, man. I hate when it's this big of a slate. So Anthony Gill's in. Zaire Williams is in. Noah Clowney is in. Celtics exploring past to swap Anthony Simons potentially to draft capital for a big man. D'Angelo Russell downgraded to questionable. Kevin Love doubtful. Kyle Anderson questionable. Jalen Duren in the dunk contest. We shall see. Let's see. Warriors team total under. Yeah, I did hear that, Brian. Franchise is cursed. What's up, Mitchell? Appreciate you for tapping in. He says glad all is well. Let's make sure we hit pressing the like button and sharing. Appreciate that for sure. Jimbo says Drummond boards tonight. Yeah, without Draymond, he should definitely cash in this game. I agree with that. I'm not Draymond without Embiid. Bonner too though. Appreciate you as well, Free Sauce. Right back at you, man. Garland is super injury prone. That's why they want to get off of him, but Clippers can't make that. I mean, the Cavs can't make that trade, in my opinion. Like, I know this is not a show where I talk about all that stuff, but you can't make that trade if you're the Cavs, because the Clippers want to pick to go along with Harden. So you sending me the old guy that's 37, 38, 39 that wants 2 years, 80 million. Absolutely not. Garland is young, man. Like, he's not James Harden, but he still got he don't got potential to be James Harden either. But like he got enough. James Harden not gonna move the needle that much, and especially for the way that the Cleveland Cavaliers like to play basketball. They like to play too fast. Harden is plays super slow, and he sits on the ball a lot. And they don't want somebody that's gonna sit on the ball. They want the ball moving, swinging. And he can't guard anybody. So yeah, definitely not. And I love Harden. It's my guy. Philly plus 3.5 for PZ. I think when the B gets rolled out, we might get some fours though, PZ. So I'm gonna wait, but I agree with that as well. No parlays for myself. I don't really parlay that often. Gotta be new to the channel. A lot of straight bets here, but I've hit a couple parlays, but years ago, not my thing. Freestyle says Cavs are willing to do anything to get under the second apron. Yeah, getting rid of DeAndre Hunter is going to help a lot too, though. They freed up some capital for sure doing that. Saturday says, someone says parlay. Yeah, someone said parlay. All right, let's keep going. Let's go through these other games, man. I guess it's a tough slate, at least in my opinion. Let's go through the rest of them, though. All right, so we talked about Knicks and Wizards. Gave you guys Kolek. I like Kolek over his 11.5 points and assists in that one. Denver, Detroit, a lot of thoughts, but the biggest one is Denver first quarter plus the 1.5. Utah, Indiana, not a game that I even want to think about. I can't stand the Indiana Pacers. And I did see that a couple players got downgraded. Who was it again? It was Nurkic, Kevin Love downgraded, Kyle Anderson downgraded. I'm not sure how much they even moved the needle at all. Is Keontae George on the report? Oh, yeah, he's out. Yeah, I wrote that down yesterday. So Nurkic is out. Keontae George is out. Utah at this point, I feel like they're just trying to tank. And the Pacers, I don't think really trying to win games either, even though they have been better as of late. This is second leg of back-to-back, third and fourth for the Pacers. The Utah Jazz have lost 6 straight. And 9 of their last 10, when these two teams played earlier in Utah did win 152-128 as a 2.5-point dog. That total was set at 232.5. They scored 280 points in that game. However, the Indiana Pacers are 6-1 to the under when they're playing unrested. They're 5-1 to the under if they're a home favorite. And I found a pretty strong trend that says that the Pacers win and cover this game. Do I want to put my money on the Pacers to win and cover? Nah, I'm not really into that type of thing. 2.5 you can get right now with the Pacers, but I will wait on the injury report too, just to be sure. What did I find? I found unrested home favorites that are laying more than 3. In games in the middle of the season, so games after 25 but below 80, because I didn't want to factor in the last few games, and they have a 30% win percentage or less, which of course the Pacers do. They typically cover 61.4% of the time. That says that the Pacers win this game. If I add that their opponent has rest, it's probably even stronger. Let me just add that real quick, because that wasn't something that I was thinking about. Let's see. Actually, just 5-4. So just 5-4 against the number. 56% says that the Pacers win this game and cover as a 3.5-point favorite. Probably staying far away from that game. Best of luck if you guys are playing it, though. I didn't really look into player props, any of that stuff either. Jazz don't really want to win, and I don't know if the Pacers do either. What are you guys thinking? I'm going to try to go through the comments real quick. Cedric says, I like me some parlays. You talking parlays? Hey, I got something for you. Don says Cleveland is going to take Harden, then the Clippers need to attach a first rounder to him. Okay. Yeah, I mean, he don't really play, but he on the team. He play every now and then. What else y'all saying about this one? Took the Suns. Brooks gonna get you paid. Okay, take the Sun. Okay. Pacers early. Brian says they have been better for whatever reason early in games, but I don't know how good they've been early as a favorite this season. Typically, the Pacers are laying a bunch of points. They also can get destroyed in the paint in this game. Pacers don't have a lot of bigs that can guard the rim. Like Houston all of a sudden scored 120 points last night. Houston hadn't scored 120 points with Kevin Durant. All of a sudden last night they scored 120 points. Maybe just the Jazz team total over. Pacers don't want to play any defense. Pacers this season as a favorite are 3-4 straight up, 3-4 against the number. They lose by an average of 2 points per game. They did win the last one against the Pelicans. They did cover that spread as well. They were laying 4.5, won the game by 8. Before that, they failed to cover against the Raptors. They failed to cover against the Wizards. They were laying 1.5 and 10 and lost those games by 14 and 19. They're 5-2 to the under as a favorite as well. The games that have big totals did win over, though. The Pelicans game went over. The Wizards game was 240. It went under. And, those are two as highest totals. So, yeah, I don't want anything to do with this game. I think I looked at the Jazz as short road favorites, and they absolutely got smoked in that game, in those games. As short road dogs, my apologies. So if the Jazz are road dogs and they're getting 5 or less, let me just double check real quick. Yeah, so if the Jazz are getting 5 points or less on the road, they want no parts of covering. They were getting this is one of the first games of the season, Halloween. They were getting 3.5 against the Suns, lost the game by 22. Against the Mavs, they were getting 2.5. Both teams playing unrested. They were getting 2.5, lost the game by 22. And then against the Mavs again, they were getting 3.5, lost the game by 18. So if the Jazz, you get a Jazz a short number, they're like, oh, no, absolutely not. Maybe that's why they're adding people to the injury report right now. So maybe Pacers, but I'm not playing Pacers. That's just my thought process. Let's see. Pacers first quarter could be a thing again. Go Who says. Taking Durant under first game star dunk contest. Okay. Tommy says Max play yesterday on Pacers team total over 106.5. Want to go right back to the well here with the Pacers over 118.5. Utah plays no defense. Just don't like the Pacers are unrested. So let's look at the Pacers real quick when they're unrested. Pacers are, I already said this, 6-1 to the under. They've gone over their team total in 3 of the 7 games. Most recently to the Pistons, they didn't have anybody in this game. I remember that. They stayed under by 26.5 points. The teams that they went over their team total against were the Heat, the Warriors. I remember this game too. That was a crazy game. And they went over to the Timberwolves by 1 back on the 26th of October. But they are healthier now. So Pacers offenses look pretty good. Dahan says Utah likes to hang around until they find a way to lose. I agree with that. Houston got 40 free throws last night. Oh man, please don't bring up last night. It was terrible, man. Jazz cannot win this game tonight. Pacers have 13 wins. Jazz have 15. Giving this W to the Pacers helps the Jazz not lose their first round pick to OKC in April. Okay. Portis just got downgraded. Oh gosh, man. What is going on, man? What is going on? You need to phone a friend to try to figure out and handicap this slate, man. I already won't bet that game anyway, but we'll talk about it. Buck's about to clean house sauce. He could be traded. That's an absolute reason for him to be traded. It's when the trade deadline? Trade deadline 2 days away, right? His hip hurt. Yeah, I bet it do. Let's see. Bucks about to tank this year. Any thoughts on Luka? We'll get to that game in just a second. All right, let's go. What's up, Adam? He says need a big bounce back tonight. Got crushed last night. Finally, yeah, you've been hitting, so you'd be all right with one loss, one losing night. That's a fact. They've been tanking for years, man. They've been tanking since Karl Malone left and John Stockton left. Shuko, I agree with that. All right, so let's keep going. So next game, that's the Utah-Indiana game. I'm not sure why y'all let me spend that much time on it. All right, so next game is my Lakers and the Brooklyn Nets. Line was at 8.5. It has moved to 9.5 now. Total hasn't moved, 222.5. A lot of conflicting thoughts on this game as well, which is why I didn't play it. The first one was so let's talk about the injury report. So Austin Reeves listed as questionable for the 100th straight time in a row. We'll see if he actually plays or not. I guess he was supposed to come back on the road trip. This is the last game of the road trip. 8-game road trip for the Lakers. He's listed as questionable. The Brooklyn Nets have Noah Clowney and Zaire Williams listed as in, because we know that when teams play against the Lakers, everybody heals just like Wolverine. So Zaire Williams will play. Noah Clowney will play. They might even try to get Kevin Durant back on the roster so he can play today against the Lakers as well. But they play everybody. Every time you get the best shot from the Lakers, every single time. So Lakers last game of an 8-game road trip. That's not a buy-on spot by any means necessary. Brooklyn coming off the 53-point loss to the Detroit Pistons. That was the end of a 5-game road trip without Michael Porter Jr. They've also played 7 of their last 10 games on the road as well. The last 3 matchups between these two teams have stayed under the number. Brooklyn has covered 4 of the last 5 head-to-head matchups against the Lakers as well. So a couple of different things I looked at. I looked at road favorites that were playing their 8th straight game, laying 5 points or more. They typically cover, crazy enough, right? So I'm going to show you guys this real quick as well. And that's not to say that I'm going to be on the Lakers, because I think I'm going to stay far away from this game. But I just thought that this trend was really, really interesting. See if I can get it pulled up. All right, so look at this. So take you guys back to the Give Me the Dog website. So this is teams that have played their last. Hopefully you guys can see this. So teams that have played their last 7 games on the road, and then they're on the road again, and they are favored, and they're laying more than 5 points. So 25 and 10 in the 35 instances that this has happened in the NBA in history. And I always like to find these these like really weird trends, because we don't see teams have 8-game road trips, right? Like it just doesn't happen that often. If you look here, you can actually see that the Lakers, if we just take this favorite part out and just look at teams that have played 8 straight games in a row in general, like it doesn't happen that often. You can see it only happened 3 times so far this season. And it just doesn't happen that often. Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times last season. But you can see that, just looking at this trend here, like 49% is, about average. But going back here, if we add that they're laying 5 points, then all of a sudden, they start covering. Road favorites in their last game of road trip typically cover. And most of these teams were probably coming off a loss, because the Lakers lost to the Knicks in their last game, 6-4 straight up, 7-2 to over, 60% now. So not a big number as far as like variance, but you can see that it is some profit here. I'm not betting the Lakers though. I am not betting the Lakers. If the team is laying 7.5 points or more, and they're playing the last game of an 8-game road trip, 16-5 against the number, 76% says that the Lakers win this game today. That's a pretty strong trend. This goes all the way back till 1995. But if we factor out 95, the Bulls were actually on here. Look at this. Bulls, this Jordan team, Bulls and Bucks. Bulls won, but didn't cover it on December the 3rd, 1996. But regardless, this trend says that the Lakers can win the game, can cover the big number. Lakers have been pretty good against mediocre teams. I just don't think that's where I want to put my money today. Maybe if they come out slow, I think that they can win, but I don't like the number. I don't like the spot for either team, honestly. So then I looked at So the Lakers 9-5 against the spread on the road as a favorite. They've won 4 straight as a road favorite. They've covered 4 straight as a road favorite. The last 2 by 11 and 31 to the Bulls and the Wizards. So they have been able to cover these big numbers. But that was all I thought about was, potentially taking the Lakers. I don't think I'm going to do it. The other play I looked at was Aiden over his 10.5 points. He gets a great matchup against the Brooklyn Nets. They're allowing the most points in the paint in their last 5 games. Aiden, of course, gets 80% of his points in the paint. Brooklyn is bottom 10 in pick and roll defense and transition defense. If you put those two together, Aiden gets about 40% of his points in those 2 shot areas. He's over in 10 of his 13 games this season when he's playing against a team that's bottom 10 and points allowed in the paint. And I just kind of feel like you see a lot of lobs in this game. Like, to me, this game screams like Luka over his assists, potentially under his points, but like over his assists. LeBron will be lobbing to him as well. The Brooklyn Nets don't do a great job of protecting the rim. So I think Aiden should be able to get busy in this game. I didn't bet him, but he's on my short list as well. Aiden over his 10.5 points is something that I want to bet in this game. What are you guys thinking here? Let's see. Yeah, I think Giannis is about it there. I do. Yeah, I like it, Adam. I like it. We gotta wait for Embiid to get ruled out, and the nigga probably gonna set the line super high. Probably open like 10.5. In my thought process, maybe even 11.5. I think so. Resource says Luka triple-double off a loss. Okay. Nets for sure. Lakers 8th straight road game. Got to run out of gas. Give me the points. So I think the opposite is true, right, as well. I just mentioned Brooklyn has played 7 of their last 10 games on the road as well. It's the first game back home. Last game was their first game back on the East Coast without Michael Porter Jr., but we know he's coming back for this game. It's the Lakers, man. Jimbo says under. I kind of like under as well. I kind of like under. I'm just not sure, like, if the Lakers are going to actually care enough to want to cover this spread or play defense. But the Brooklyn offense is terrible. But Michael Porter Jr. should be a little bit better. Bet Luka triple-double and Jalen Johnson triple-double. Okay. LA money line, Chicago money line, Mark says. Okay. Jimbo says it's about to be a Cam Thomas audition tape tonight. Yeah. Tommy says, Chris, what are your thoughts on the total between the Nuggets and the Pistons game? Move from 227 to 229.5. If I agree, I don't know if I agree with the movement. I agree with you. I don't agree with the movement. I think it's a little bit too much. I think it's a little bit too much, Tommy. The thing I don't like is that Denver could potentially not play as much defense because it is the first leg of a back-to-back in this spot. I think it's a little bit too much, though. Like I said this earlier, but the total in that first game without Jokic was at 215.5. All right, so Jokic comes back. Should have moved the total 14 points? I think that's a tad bit too much too, man. I like under. I'm not sure if I'll bet it. Totals have been kicking my butt recently, man. The Vig says, love your perspective when breaking down matchups. Appreciate that, man. It's a lot of hard work and thought and time consumption that goes into it. Tommy says, yeah, Jokic is back, but over his last 30 days, Denver has been the slowest paced team in the league. I did mention that earlier this season as well. Lakers full game under. I kind of think under happens as well. Real quick, if we are thinking under, we got to look at these individual totals. So the Lakers total is 115.5. The Brooklyn Nets team total is 106.5. Who the Lakers really holding to 107 points? Like, that's the scary part. I know Brooklyn's offense is not that great, but you do get Michael Porter Jr. back. These teams are pretty slow paced too. I would have liked to got this at like 227, like a 227.5. I would have liked the over. Both teams playing top strength of schedule. Brooklyn worst offensive rated team in their last 5 games. Lakers 24th in defensive rating in their last 5 games. 7th their offensive rating. Their games are averaging 233 points. The Brooklyn Nets last 5 games are averaging 200 points. That's in their last 5 games. That's crazy. They're scoring 96 points per game. Yeah, bookmakers got this one priced enough to confuse me, so I'm gonna stay away from it. Denver plays at the slowest pace in the NBA last 5 games, but Joker could speed up the pace. I like the under though. Didn't bet it. Same, Adam. I agree with that. Aiden double at plus 261. Locke says I could definitely see Aiden to get a double in this game as well. You just want to make sure Luka don't grab all the boards from him, because Luka be down there stealing boards, man. Getting his own. Not sure what I would do is out in total. All right, next game, Atlanta and Miami. I don't really have a lot of interest in this one. I'll give you guys what I had in my notes. Onyeka Okongwu is out due to having his teeth knocked out the couple days ago, and then Porzingis is upgraded to questionable, and of course they have Zachary Risacher back in that last game. Norman Powell on the Miami side of things is listed as questionable as well, and I'm honestly not sure if Norman Powell is going to play in this game or not. That is very, very much so important. Of course, you guys know that already. Of course, no Tyler Hero, and Jovic is out. It's questionable as well. So, man, Atlanta, you typically want them as a dog. You typically want them on the road. So 12-16 against the spread on the road, 10-6 against the spread when they're getting points on the road. They've covered 3 of their last 4 in this spot, but it is 5th game in 8 nights for them. The Miami Heat are playing 5th game in 7 nights, but it is their 3rd straight home game. They just played the Bulls like 5 straight times, it feels like. Atlanta had, I think, you know what? Never mind. I'll skip that part. Where did the line go in this game? I really don't have a lot of opinion. I guess Atlanta. Atlanta seems to play defense when they are like a dog, and then when they're a favorite, they can't stop anybody. They just let the Pacers score like 130 in that last game. So I just don't really know what to do with Atlanta games. I don't even know if I guess they want to win. I'm not sure. Like, I think you got to wait for the Porzingis news. You got to wait for the Norm Powell news too. So I'm not going to bother you guys and waste your time with this game. I don't know what to do with this one. Jimbo, that's my thought process right here. He says 1-800 gambling game if you're betting this one, man. All right, that's enough of that game. Let's just go. I didn't look in the player props either. Boston and Dallas. So Boston injury report is clean. Dallas, Brandon Williams listed as questionable. PJ Washington's out. No AD, no Derek Lively, no Kyrie, no Dante Exum. So Boston has been good as a favorite. They have been good on the road. They're 15-9-1 against the spread on the road this season. Back-to-back blowout losses to the Sacramento Kings and the Milwaukee Bucks. 8-2 to the under in their last 10 games. First leg of back-to-back with the Houston Rockets tomorrow. Dallas has been good at home. They've been good against the spread at home. 16-12 against the number at the crib. They're 7-3 against the spread in their last 10 games. 4 straight losses, but back-to-back covers, most recent to the Houston Rockets. So this is a game that, like, when I was thinking about it last night, I'm like, this is the game that could go under. Boston, we know, wants to shoot a lot of threes. Dallas is a really good defense as far as taking teams off the three-point line. They are top 5 in opponent three-point accuracy and frequency from the three-point line. Should be motivated coming off a couple losses in a row, but the total's going up. And I had a trend. I didn't write it down, but I had a trend yesterday that I was kind of like just playing with the crease. And it did say that the game goes over. I can't remember exactly what I typed in though. So this total is going up. I kind of feel like, with Boston being on the first leg of a back-to-back, I feel like that game tomorrow versus Houston is probably a bigger game for them. Probably Dallas plus the points, and probably a look towards the over. So I guess maybe a Dallas team total over. I also consider Cooper Flagg over his rebounds in this game. They bumped the number up now to 6.5. I think they bumped it up to 6.5. He was at 5.5. He's just been crushing the number. It's really just that simple. I looked at games without PJ Washington and AD and Lively, and his rebound attempts are up. He's grabbing the boards. But Boston is a pretty good rebounding team, but when I was looking into it, Cooper Flagg rebounds actually go up when he plays against good rebound teams. So I like Cooper Flagg over his boards in this game. That's also something that I did not bet either. At least not yet. I didn't bet. Not the fondest of betting rebound props, but I think that's a good look. Let's see what you guys are thinking here. Robot says Celtics really caught white lightning in a bottle, catching Porzingis a long, healthy season to win a title. That's a fact. That's an absolute fact. Tommy says last 20 games, Mavs have played 8 games against teams that rank top 10 in 3-point efficiency and percentage. Every single game went over to 223.5. Over. Okay. I'm not opposed to taking the over here. I'm not messing with Brian today. I do think that if you're the Lakers, long 8-game Eastern Conference road trip, you involved in all the snow. You kind of got snowed in on the East Coast, where it's super cold. You probably can't wait to get back to LA where you don't got to see a single ounce of snow. I think that they probably are, just ready to get back home. That's why I can't bet them and laying this big of a number on the road, even though the trend says to do so. Let's see. Tommy says he likes Gafford over his points, rebounds, and assists. Mark says under 223. Adam likes the flag over his board. Says look at his rebounds lately. Even got 10 against Houston. Tough matchup. Yeah, I saw that. And he had 15 rebound chances in that game as well. Robert says fade the Mavs and Cooper flag in this game. Fade the Mavs and Cooper flag won't be recovered from getting. That happened a couple games ago though. He already recovered from that game. They already lost to the Rockets after that. What's up, Library? Appreciate you for tapping in as always, my brother. All right, let's keep going. What else? We got Chicago, Milwaukee. Not gonna waste your time on this game either. I did see that Giddey was listed as out. Jalen Smith is questionable. Kevin Huerter is questionable. Trey Jones is out. Zach Collins is out. On the Miami side on the Milwaukee side of things. No Giannis, no Kevin Porter Jr. Now Bobby Portis is listed as downgraded. So it is fifth game in 7 nights for Chicago. They're 11-3, 11-13 against the spread on the road. They're only 9-15 straight up on the road. So I don't really want to lay points with them. The other thing was Chicago is just 2-6 straight up. They are 0-7-1 against the spread when they're a road favorite this season. Never covered the spread. Could it be the first one? Yeah, absolutely. Because Milwaukee absolutely stinks. First leg of a back-to-back for them. They got the Pelicans tomorrow, just 9-12 straight up at home, only 2-8 against the spread in their last 10 games. They've lost 5 in a row, haven't covered 5 in a row. But remember that trend I showed you guys. It did say that those teams win. Them and or the sharp ATS size based on that trend that I shared with you guys earlier. Chicago does have double in-season revenge. Milwaukee won both games, covered both games as well. Both went under the total. This total is just a tad bit too low though, down to 223.5. I'm not laying points with Chicago on the road. It really comes down to that. And I don't like the Bucks. I think that the Bucks can get absolutely smoked, but I'm not touching this game. Let's see. Daf is on Kuzma over his assist prop. Do you co-sign this play, Chris? If Dab liked it, I know he's done tons of research and spent tons of time on it. I don't like Kuzma in general, but his assist and rebounds is something that I could potentially get to in this game. Yeah, I just don't like Kuzma over his points. I think Kuzma can't, he really struggles to score the basketball, in my opinion. I hope Dav cash. Let's go Kuz. What's up, Super? He says, what up? Nice midday talk while at work. Appreciate you for tapping in, Super. Let's keep going. So next one is OKC in Orlando, and that's the last one. So OKC in Orlando. Franz is out, and there's a bevy of injuries on the other side. OKC has SGA, Chet, Isaiah Hartenstein, and big Jalen Williams, all listed as questionable. Caruso doubtful, AJ Mitchell, Jalen Williams, other Jalen Williams, dark skin one. Both of those guys are listed as out, along with Topic as well, who continues to be out. So, who knows what to do with this game? I'm not betting on this game with 3 of the starters being listed as out, and then Jalen Williams also, and the other Jalen Williams already out. I don't know what to do with the game. It opened to 19.5. Looked like it has moved up to 20.5. 6.5 was the number. It's up to 8.5 now. Orlando has been god-awful recently, though. They just 8-15 against the spread on the road. They were getting the Spurs, with the Spurs being on the second leg of a back-to-back, and they got smoked in that game. Still couldn't score the basketball. For OKC, it is their first game back home off a 2-game road trip versus 2 really tough divisional opponents, right? Remember, they went to Minnesota, got smoked by Minnesota, couldn't guard the 3-point line. Then they go to Denver in the bounce back spot. Everybody's on Denver, including I would have been too if I had bet the game, but I didn't. And they lose that game. They win that game. Casey Wallace goes absolutely nuclear from the 3-point line. I think he hit a career high 8 threes or 7 threes or something like that. They shoot above 45% from the 3-point line. So could they be a little taxed after that game? I think so. Orlando just hasn't showed me enough though. OKC has dominated the head-to-head matchup. They won 4 in a row. They covered 3 in a row, and then the most recent one was a push. So until I know who's going to play, I don't even know what to do with the side or the total in this game. And I think that's the last one. OKC. Oh, here's the other thing about OKC. It is the first game of a back-to-back. They got a game against the Spurs tomorrow, which we always know that they potentially look ahead to those games tomorrow. So if SGA, Chet, Isaiah Hartenstein, potentially don't play in this game, Jalen Williams don't play in this game, Probably expect them back tomorrow. Maybe they want that one against San Antonio. We know San Antonio typically gets up for OKC, so we shall see, man. That is the last one. That's the last one. Yeah, that's the last one, man. It's a big slate. I really don't know what to do with a lot of these games, though. I don't think I've ever spent as much time on a slate breaking it down from a side perspective, a total perspective, a player prop perspective, any of that, and still not been able to play the game. Still not been able to come up with that many bets. But I always leave you guys what I have and share my notes with you guys, so you can at least know my perspective and my thought process. I think I'm gonna bet Denver first quarter. I think I'm gonna bet it now, just because I only got one play. Like, I played Tyler Kolek over. That's the only thing I played so far. So let's just go back through it real quick. Let's summarize the whole show real quick. I gotta get ready to get off here too. Releases the Bulls game gives them heartburn. So obviously this could be a Magic spot. OKC missing all their bigs and all that. Yeah, I can see that. Magic want to attack the paint. No bigs for OKC could be an issue, but Magic suck. That's a fact. Watch Keyshawn George threes. Magic team total under. Appreciate you, Bryant. So right now, so there's a link in the description if you're interested in using like the sportsbook screen page that I use. But right now, so what I do is I always go to OddsJam and find the best of the number. I don't care if it's a half a point. I find the best of the number, and that's what I end up betting. So you can get a +1 for Denver first quarter on Caesars, which is typically one of my favorite sports books, but every other book has it at +1.5. So then I just start looking for juice, and the best number I can find is -115. So it's on BetMGM right now, and that's actually what I'm about to play. Kolek over points and assists is what I took last night, Tommy. I got 10.5 and for full transparency, but I do think 11.5 is playable, because when I got it last night, I just played it pretty big. Just because it was 11.5 everywhere else, and I knew it was gonna shift. But yeah, I'm gonna play Denver just because I need more plays. I want to force anything. It's just so much to consider today. I ain't gonna say it's so much to consider. My personal opinion. But yeah, I'm gonna bet Denver. I'm gonna send this out to the members just because I want to have another play. What I really want to bet is Phoenix too. But I'm gonna hold off right now. First quarter spread. So on BetMGM, you got to actually use the little slider ticker thing to get the Denver +1.5 in the first quarter. I should just take the money line, honestly. First quarter got so much variance. I'm gonna bet the 1.5 though, because I feel like it's widely available. So that's what I'm gonna bet. I'm gonna bet that. I'm actually putting it in right now. Yeah. So that's official play for me. I told you guys I like Aiden. I like Cooper Flag. Boards. Phoenix -3.5. We'll see what happens with the injury report. Also, Philly plus the 3.5 as well, but we'll see if Embiid gets rolled out. We might get a little bit of a better number there. Let me go back through my notes real quick and tell you guys what else I had in here. Cade over his points. Jokic under his 8.5 assists. Boston, Dallas, I think finds a way to go over, but I'm not going to bet that. Chicago and Milwaukee, no interest. OKC, Orlando, no interest. Yeah. Man, it's a tough slate, man. It's a really, really tough slate. I hope you guys found some value in just listening to the show in general. This number is moving now. But I am on Denver first quarter plus the 1.5. Yeah, hopefully you guys found some value in the show, man. That's all I got for today. This slate took a lot out of me. It took a whole lot out of me. Resources all listed in the description. Jackson, Outlier, Moneyball, Odds Jam. Check them out if you guys are interested. Hit the like button on the way out, man. Best of luck on all your action. I'm probably going to add a couple more plays when the injury report kind of clears up. And I will be watching these games, of course, tonight as well. So looking for some live looks as well. Best of luck on your action, man. And I will catch you guys in the next one.